Leo wiped the sweat from his forehead and looked at the flickering panel. The airlock on the edge of Station Valtor was giving him trouble again. Sparks had flown earlier, and the hum of the machinery made his ears ring. Humans were rare on this station, but Leo had earned a reputation for fixing things that no one else could. He crouched, opening a small panel to access the inner circuits. His hands moved quickly, guided by experience. A sudden vibration shook the floor and Leo stumbled slightly. His elbow brushed against something solid and cold. He froze. The object was a tall, golden armor displayed in a glass case. He had seen it before, but never this close. The armor belonged to Queen Vera, the ruler of the Calith Empire. It was famous across the galaxy for its beauty and mysterious powers. Leo had no idea the armor was linked to the Queen's psychic presence, a secret only her people fully understood. Leo shook his head. "Just a bump," he muttered. He did not feel anything unusual, but deep in the hall, sensors registered the touch. Queen Vera, aboard her ship in orbit, felt a sudden disturbance in her mind. Her connection to the armor was immediate and sharp. Someone had touched it. Within minutes, the station's security forces activated their alert system. Aliens of different shapes and sizes hurried through the corridors. Leo, still focused on the panel, heard distant shouts but ignored them. He tightened a wire, tested the airlock, and stood up. A voice echoed through the hall. "Who touched the armor?" it asked. It was calm but carried the weight of authority. Every being on the station stopped moving. Leo looked up. The voice seemed to come from everywhere, as if the hall itself had spoken. He frowned. "What armor?" he said. A small group of guards appeared, moving toward him with precise steps. They were tall and armored, their helmets reflecting the bright lights. "Step aside, human," one said, pointing to the exit. Leo obeyed but kept his hands visible. Before Leo could understand, the station doors opened with a hiss. Queen Vera entered, accompanied by her elite guards. She was taller than most aliens, with skin that shimmered in green and gold tones. Her eyes glowed faintly, showing her psychic power. The golden armor she wore on her shoulder signaled her authority. The crowd parted, giving way to her presence. Leo felt a chill. He had faced dangerous machines and tricky repairs, but nothing like this. Queen Vera's gaze fell on him. It was direct and unyielding. "Who touched my armor?" she asked again. Her voice was soft, but every word carried weight that made even her guards tense. Leo swallowed. He glanced at the armor he had brushed against. I think it was me," he said honestly. He had no idea what consequences this admission might bring. A murmur spread among the crowd. No one had expected the human to confess. Queen Vera raised one hand and the guards froze. She studied Leo closely. There was something different about him, something that made her pause. "Do you understand what you have done?" she asked. No, ma'am, I just bumped it while fixing the airlock," Leo replied, trying to sound respectful but not frightened. Queen Vera's expression softened slightly, though her eyes remained sharp. "If you dare to speak truthfully to me," she said. "Your honesty is unusual. I will not punish you, not yet, but you will remain under observation." Leo blinked. Observation? He had been in tricky situations before, but this felt entirely new. He tried to appear calm, though his heart raced. "You will accompany me on a mission," Queen Vera continued. "It is important. Your skills may prove useful." The crowd gasped. Humans were not often invited to join a queen's missions, especially one as proud and powerful as Queen Vera. Leo felt a mix of fear and curiosity. This was not a task anyone would give lightly. The queen turned and her guards moved toward the exit. Leo followed, keeping pace as best he could. The station corridors were alive with whispers. Many species watched him, some with suspicion, others with awe. As they approached the docking bay, Leo looked out at the stars. The black void stretched endlessly, and the queen's ship hovered nearby, sleek and silver. He had repaired ships before, but he had never been invited to board one by a queen herself. Inside the ship, Leo could see alien controls, glowing panels, and advanced technology far beyond human designs. Queen Vera observed him silently as he explored the cockpit. He realized quickly that nothing about this mission would be ordinary. "Learn quickly," she said. "The galaxy is not kind to mistakes." Leo nodded. He did not fully understand what awaited him, but he felt a spark of excitement. This was more than a repair job or a routine task. It was the beginning of something larger than he had ever imagined. As the ship prepared to leave the station, Leo glanced at the golden armor displayed back on the station. Its shimmer seemed to follow him, and he wondered what secrets it held. Somehow he knew that touching it had changed everything. The stars stretched before him, endless and mysterious. Leo took a deep breath and stepped into the unknown, ready for whatever challenges lay ahead. Leo felt a strange mix of excitement and nervousness as he followed Queen Vera through the docking bay. Her ship was larger than any vessel he had ever seen, with smooth walls that glowed softly and corridors that seemed alive with light. The alien guards moved silently around them, their eyes alert for any sign of trouble. "Where are we going?" Leo asked, trying to sound calm. Queen Vera did not answer immediately. Her green-gold eyes studied him carefully, as if weighing his courage and intelligence at the same time. Finally, she spoke. "You will accompany me to my world, human. Your presence may be important for what is to come." Leo swallowed. "My world, I am just an engineer. I fix machines. And yet you touched my armor without fear and admitted it," she said. "That is a rare quality. Many hide the truth even when caught." "You do not," Leo nodded slowly. He had never thought of honesty as special. For him, admitting a mistake was simple, natural, but he could see that for her it was unusual. The ship's engines hummed softly and they left the station's orbit. Stars streaked past as the vessel jumped into faster-than-light travel. Leo held onto a railing, marveling at the speed and the view. He had been on ships before, but nothing like this. During the journey, Leo explored the ship under the Queen's supervision. The corridors were wide, lined with strange panels and glowing symbols he did not recognize. He touched a wall once, and it responded, illuminating a map of nearby star systems. Leo realized the ship was not just a vessel, it was alive in a way. Queen Vera followed him silently for a while. Then she spoke, her voice calm but firm. "You must learn quickly, human. The galaxy is not forgiving to mistakes. Your skills may determine the success of what is ahead." Leo nodded again. "I will do my best, ma'am. I will learn." The Queen observed him for a long moment, then turned away. Leo felt both nervous and proud. Being watched by a ruler of an entire empire was intimidating, but it also gave him a sense of importance he had never felt before. Later, he was shown to his quarters. The room was small but comfortable, with a window overlooking the stars. Leo placed his tools on a table and sat down. He thought about the golden armor and its mysterious powers. He had no idea how strong it was or why it reacted to him. Somehow, touching it had drawn the Queen's attention, and now his life had changed completely. The next morning, the ship entered a dense field of asteroid debris. Queen Vera called Leo to the control room. She explained that they were passing through a dangerous area where rival fleets often ambushed travelers. "Your skills may help us here," she said. "I need you to watch the sensors and alert us to anything unusual." Leo leaned over the glowing panels, scanning the data. His human instincts for problem-solving helped him notice patterns the alien systems did not. He pointed out a small group of asteroids moving unusually. Queen Vera looked at him with interest. "You have sharp eyes, human," she said. "Perhaps there is more to your abilities than I first realized." Suddenly, the ship shuddered. An asteroid had struck one of the shields. Leo quickly adjusted the energy flow, redistributing power to stabilize the vessel. Queen Vera's guards moved to assist, but it was Leo's quick thinking that prevented serious damage. After the asteroid passed, Queen Vera spoke to him privately. "You are brave and you are clever. Few aliens would act as you did. Your kind has potential I did not expect." Leo felt a mixture of pride and humility. He was only doing what came naturally, but it seemed to impress her. "Thank you, ma'am. I only did what I could to help," Queen Vera nodded. "This is only the beginning. Soon, we will face a challenge that may test everything about your abilities and your courage. Are you ready to face it?" Leo took a deep breath. "I am ready," he said firmly. The Queen's ship exited the asteroid field and entered open space. Ahead, a cluster of star systems stretched across the viewports, each a possibility for adventure or danger. Leo knew that he was no longer just an engineer fixing machines. He was part of something larger, something that could affect entire civilizations. The journey gave Leo time to think. He wondered what the Queen expected of him and why she had chosen to bring a human along. He also thought about the armor and the way it had reacted to him. Somehow he felt a connection he did not fully understand. As night fell inside the ship, the stars outside seemed brighter than ever. Leo lay in his quarters, listening to the quiet hum of the engines. He realized that his life had changed forever. He was no longer just a human engineer on the edge of known space. He was part of a mission that could shape the future of an entire empire. Tomorrow he would meet the Queen's advisors, and the real work would begin. Leo closed his eyes, feeling both nervous and excited. He did not know what awaited him, but he knew one thing for certain. He had touched the golden armor, and that small act had started a chain of events that could not be undone. Leo stood near the viewport of the Queen's ship, watching stars streak past as the vessel moved at incredible speed. He felt a mix of wonder and nervousness. Everything was so different from the human colonies he had known. The ship was alive with soft lights and strange sounds, and the corridors seemed to hum with energy. Queen Vera entered the room silently, her green-gold eyes fixed on him, studying his every move. "You observe well, human. That is good. Observation will keep you alive in ways speed alone cannot," she said. Leo nodded, trying to sound confident. "I try to notice things that might be important, ma'am." She gave a faint smile, almost unnoticeable. "Your kind is resourceful. That may be why I allowed you to join me. You will learn quickly, or you will be left behind." The journey to her homeworld was not simple. They passed through regions where rogue fleets attacked travelers for supplies, and areas where natural cosmic storms threatened navigation. Leo had to adapt quickly. He learned to read the ship's alien controls, understanding patterns in lights and symbols. Though it was difficult at first, his engineering background helped him think logically. One day, as they navigated a dense cluster of meteor fields, the ship shuddered violently. Leo ran to the control room and saw that one of the shields was weakening. Alarm sounded, and the Queen's guards prepared for impact. "I can fix it," Leo said, his hands moving over the alien controls. He adjusted the shield energy and rerouted power from non-essential systems. The ship stabilized and the alarm stopped. Queen Vera watched silently, her eyes reflecting both surprise and approval. "You saved the vessel, human. Few would act so quickly. You think under pressure, and that is rare among any species." Leo felt a surge of pride but remained humble. "I only did what needed to be done," he said. The Queen nodded. "Humility is important. Bravery without it can become recklessness." As the days passed, Leo began to understand more about Queen Vera and her empire. She was proud and strong, yet fair. Her people trusted her because she did not hide from danger. The golden armor he had touched was more than a symbol. It was a bond between her and her empire. Its power was partly physical and partly psychic, allowing her to sense threats and protect her people. Leo also learned about her guards. Each was highly trained, capable of facing dangers that humans could not imagine. At first they ignored him, thinking him weak. But after seeing how he handled the meteor field, they began to respect his skills. One evening, Leo was in the ship's observation deck, studying the star maps, when the Queen joined him. The silence stretched for a moment before she spoke. "You adapt quickly, human. I see now that your species has qualities even we did not expect." Leo looked at her, curious. "Qualities like what, ma'am?" "Ingenuity, persistence, the ability to act under uncertainty. We have these traits, but we also limit ourselves with protocol. You are not limited in that way, and that makes you valuable." Leo nodded slowly. He had always thought of himself as ordinary, but hearing this from a queen was different. He realized that being human could be an advantage, especially in situations where flexibility and creativity were needed. The Queen studied him for a long moment. "Soon you will face a challenge that will test not only your mind but also your courage. Are you prepared to follow me into danger?" "I am," Leo said firmly, feeling determination in his chest. The Queen's ship entered uncharted space, regions known for their natural hazards and occasional hostile activity. Leo observed strange gravitational waves and unusual energy readings. His skills were put to the test constantly. Every system he repaired or adjusted made a difference. Each time he succeeded, Queen Vera's guards gave him subtle nods of respect. One night, Leo walked along the corridor, thinking about the armor. Its glow and the feeling he had sensed when touching it were not fully understood. Somehow it had reacted to him. Somehow it had marked him. He wondered what that meant. Queen Vera appeared beside him without a sound. "You think too much, human," she said softly. "But thinking is good. It is part of what makes you effective. Do not let fear control your mind. Let your mind control fear, Leo smiled faintly. I will try, ma'am. The Queen's ship approached the outer edge of known space. Ahead lay a star system that was rumored to be the home of a rival species. They were skilled and dangerous, known to challenge anyone who approached. Leo felt his heart beat faster. The mission ahead was no longer simple travel. Danger was coming and he would have to prove his worth. Queen Vera turned to him. Soon your skills will be tested. You will see why I brought you along. Trust yourself and remember that honesty and courage are your greatest tools. Leo nodded. He felt a strange confidence rising within him. Touching the armor had brought him here to the edge of the galaxy, beside a queen whose strength and wisdom were unmatched. He realized that he had a role to play, and it was larger than any repair job he had done before. As the ship sailed deeper into unknown space, Leo looked out at the stars. The future was uncertain, but he was ready to face it. Whatever challenges awaited, he would rely on his mind, his courage, and the unusual connection he had with the Queen's armor. The journey to the edge had just begun, and Leo knew that nothing would ever be the same. The Queen's ship moved silently through the dark expanse near the outer edge of the galaxy. Stars sparkled faintly against the black void, but the sense of danger hung in the air. Leo stood at the observation deck studying the sensors. His eyes traced every flicker of light, every unusual pattern. Something felt off, though he could not yet name it. Queen Vera appeared beside him, her presence calm but powerful. You sense it too, she said, her voice low. The enemy may be near, Leo nodded. I see unusual signals. Some ships might be hiding in the asteroid fields ahead. The Queen studied the readings. Good, your skills are already useful. But we must be careful. The ones we face are clever. They will try to deceive us. Leo felt a chill. He had dealt with machines, but now he was dealing with living enemies, ones who could think, plan, and ambush. His heart beat faster, but his mind was clear. He knew he had to act. As they approached a cluster of jagged asteroids, sensors picked up a small vessel moving silently. It did not respond to the Queen's communications. Leo studied the data quickly. It is a spy, he said. Someone is watching us, Queen Vera nodded. You will help me find it. Leo's hands moved over the control panels, tracing the patterns of movement. He noticed a faint energy trail, almost invisible to normal sensors. There, he said, pointing. It is trying to remain hidden, but I can track it. The Queen's guards moved to intercept the intruder, but Leo continued to follow the trail. His human ingenuity made him see connections that the alien systems alone could not detect. He created a small trap by rerouting sensor signals, making the spy vessel reveal its position. The intruder's ship was small, dark, and sleek. It darted between the asteroids, trying to escape. Leo suggested a maneuver to corner it without damaging the Queen's ship. The guards followed his plan, and the spy vessel had no choice but to surrender. Queen Vera watched Leo carefully. You are clever, human. Few of my people could detect such subtle movements. Leo shrugged. I just noticed what others might miss. The Queen's voice softened slightly. Your kind has qualities that can surprise even the strongest empires. That is why you are here. That is why I chose you. Leo felt pride, but he also felt the weight of responsibility. Each decision now could affect lives and the outcome of the mission. He realized that being clever was not enough. He had to be brave and careful as well. The spy vessel revealed its passengers, 2 alien operatives from a rival species known as the Drakari. They were skilled, quick, and dangerous. They had been sent to observe and report back to their leaders. Leo studied their technology, noting how it differed from anything he had seen before. Prepare for interrogation, Queen Vera said. But we will need more than force. We must understand their plans. Leo suggested analyzing their ship's systems. By studying the patterns and modifications, he could predict the Drakari's next moves. Queen Vera allowed him to lead the effort. He worked with the guards, quickly deciphering signals and mapping probable routes. Hours passed. Leo's mind never stopped. He traced communication channels, detected hidden compartments, and noted weaknesses. His understanding of engineering, combined with careful observation, gave the Queen valuable insight into the rival species' intentions. Finally, the Drakari admitted that they had planned to ambush the Queen's fleet near her homeworld. Leo's quick detection and analysis had prevented the first strike. Queen Vera's eyes glowed faintly with approval. You have saved many lives today, human. Your presence was more than useful. It was essential. Leo felt a mix of pride and humility. I only did what I could, ma'am. The credit belongs to teamwork. The Queen's gaze softened. Humility is rare among leaders and warriors alike. You possess both courage and modesty. That combination is unusual in any species. Leo realized that he was beginning to understand not just technology, but also the way the Queen's people thought. He saw how respect, honesty, and cleverness could be more powerful than sheer strength. That night, Leo worked with the Queen to plan defensive measures. They reinforced shields, adjusted energy flows, and prepared strategies for any possible attack. His ideas were simple but effective, blending human logic with alien technology. Queen Vera watched him silently, then said, "You may be human, but you act with the mind of a true guardian. Soon you will face greater challenges, ones that will test not only your intellect but also your courage and loyalty. Are you prepared for that?" Leo nodded firmly. "I am ready, ma'am. I will do whatever is needed." The Queen's ship moved deeper into space, toward the systems where the Drakari threat was strongest. Leo felt the weight of his role, but he also felt a spark of confidence. He knew that danger was coming, and he knew that his choices could shape the future of an entire empire. As he looked out at the stars, Leo understood that the mission was no longer just about travel or observation. It was about courage, trust, and the ability to act when lives depended on him. He had touched the golden armor, and that act had brought him here. Now he would have to prove that he deserved the trust of a queen, and the safety of countless lives depended on his skill and courage. The hidden threat was only the beginning, and Leo knew that the real test was yet to come. The Queen's ship glided into the outer system, where the Drakari fleet waited. Their ships were dark, angular, and numerous, spreading across the void like shadows. Leo stood at the observation deck, feeling a surge of tension. This was the first real battle he had ever faced. Queen Vera entered silently. Her eyes scanned the enemy fleet, calm but focused. "The Drakari believe they can overpower us," she said. "They underestimate both my fleet and the human at my side." Leo swallowed but nodded. "We have to act carefully. We need to use strategy, not just strength." The Queen motioned to the controls. "You will help. I want your ideas. Show me your thinking, human." Leo moved quickly, analyzing the patterns of the enemy fleet. He noticed that the Drakari ships moved in predictable waves but left gaps between their formations. "If we can lure them closer, I can set up a trap using the asteroids in the system," he suggested. Queen Vera nodded. "Do it." Leo coordinated with the guards and the ship's systems, rerouting energy to weapons and shields. He guided smaller craft into positions between the asteroids, creating a funnel. The enemy ships, thinking they had the advantage, moved into the trap. The battle began in earnest. Energy blasts lit the void as the Queen's fleet attacked. Leo directed movements, predicting the enemy's responses. One by one, the Drakari ships found themselves caught between the Queen's forces and the natural obstacles of the asteroid field. Leo noticed a small group of enemy ships attempting to flank the Queen's flagship. He quickly recalculated, suggesting a new defensive position. The Queen followed his plan, and the flanking ships were blocked and neutralized before they could reach her vessel. "Impressive," Queen Vera said, her voice calm but filled with approval. "Your mind is sharper than most of my own officers." Leo felt a mix of pride and nervousness. He was only doing what he could to help, but seeing the Queen acknowledge his work was both encouraging and frightening. He realized that the battle was not just about weapons. It was about strategy, timing, and understanding the enemy. Hours passed as the fight continued. Leo worked alongside the Queen and her guards, adjusting tactics and rerouting energy to shields and weapons when necessary. Each time the Drakari tried a new maneuver, Leo predicted their move and helped counter it. At one point, a large enemy vessel broke through the outer defenses and targeted the Queen's ship directly. Leo's heart raced. "We need to redirect the power from auxiliary systems to the forward shields," he shouted. The Queen nodded quickly, and the guards followed his instructions. The shields held just long enough to deflect the attack. The enemy ship was forced to retreat, and the rest of the fleet began to fall into disarray. Queen Vera's eyes glowed faintly with approval. "Your actions saved this ship, human. Your courage and intelligence are as vital as any weapon we possess." Leo felt a surge of determination. He realized that being human did not mean being weak. In fact, his adaptability and creative thinking were strengths the aliens did not always expect. The final phase of the battle came when the Drakari tried a coordinated strike on the entire fleet. Leo suggested using the asteroid field to create barriers and funnel the enemy into narrow paths. The Queen's forces followed the plan perfectly, catching the Drakari in a controlled engagement where their numbers counted for little. One by one, the enemy ships were disabled or forced to retreat. The Drakari flagship attempted one last strike, but was intercepted by the Queen's elite guards. Leo directed energy flows to reinforce their attack, ensuring success. When the battle ended, silence filled the observation deck. The stars were peaceful once more, but the weight of what had just occurred hung over everyone. Leo's hands were steady, but his mind raced. He had never been in a fight of this scale before, and he had survived not because of strength alone, but because of clever thinking and careful observation. Queen Vera stood beside him, her gaze calm but intense. "You have proven yourself today, human. Not only with skill, but with courage and intelligence. You have earned the respect of my fleet." Leo nodded. "I only did what I could, ma'am. I could not have done it alone." The Queen's expression softened slightly. "Modesty is a human quality I respect. Yet never doubt your value. Today your mind and decisions were as important as any warrior's strength." Leo felt a warmth in his chest. He had been scared, uncertain, and inexperienced, yet he had contributed to victory. He realized that courage was not the absence of fear, but the ability to act despite it. As the fleet regrouped, Leo worked alongside the Queen to make repairs and prepare for any remaining threats. The victory was not just about defeating the enemy, but about protecting lives and showing that intelligence and honesty mattered as much as power. Later, the Queen spoke privately to him. "You see, human, your actions have changed the way we view your species. Your ingenuity, bravery, and clarity of thought have proven that humans have qualities that can shape the galaxy. Remember this lesson, for greater challenges await." Leo looked out at the stars, feeling both pride and humility. He knew that touching the golden armor had brought him here, but his choices, his courage, and his mind had carried him through. The battle had ended, but the journey was far from over. Leo understood that future trials would demand even more, yet he felt ready. He had learned that being human was not a weakness. It was a strength that could surprise even the most powerful beings in the galaxy. The aftermath of the battle left the Queen's fleet in quiet motion, repairing damages and preparing for the next challenge. Leo walked along the corridors, still amazed at how much had happened in such a short time. The stars outside were calm, but he knew that danger could return at any moment. Queen Vera called him to the observation deck. She stood near the golden armor, which shimmered faintly in the soft lights. "You have proven yourself in battle, human," she said. "But now you will see the true purpose of the armor and why your touch matters." Leo stepped closer, feeling a strange energy in the room. The armor's glow intensified as he approached. A warmth spread through him, unlike anything he had ever felt. He realized this was more than a symbol or decoration. It responded to him, to his presence, and perhaps even to his courage and honesty. "Step forward," the Queen said. "Do not be afraid." Leo obeyed, taking a deep breath. As he touched the armor again, a vision unfolded in his mind. He saw his own hands guiding energy flows, connecting systems and predicting outcomes before they happened. The armor amplified his problem-solving instincts, making him feel as if he could see possibilities and solutions faster than ever before. Queen Vera watched closely. The armor chooses who can unlock its full potential. Many touch it, but only a few are compatible. It is not power for strength, but for guidance and protection. Your mind and heart allow you to access it. Leo stepped back slightly, overwhelmed. I feel it, ma'am. It's like it knows what I am thinking." "Yes," the Queen said. "It enhances what is already within you. It does not give you power you do not possess. It reveals and strengthens your abilities, allowing you to act when it matters most." Leo spent hours learning to work with the armor. The energy that flowed through him helped him analyze complex systems and devise strategies that seemed impossible before. He tested it on smaller systems, rerouting power and predicting outcomes in simulations. Each success increased his confidence. Queen Vera and her guards observed silently. They had fought many battles, relied on countless warriors, but Leo's talent was unique. He combined human creativity with the armor's amplification, producing results that were both unexpected and effective. During the evening, Leo noticed a signal from the Drakari remnants. A small fleet was attempting to regroup and launch another attack. He quickly ran calculations mapping probable routes and weaknesses. His recommendations were precise, directing the Queen's fleet to optimal positions. Queen Vera followed his plan without hesitation. The strategy worked flawlessly. The Drakari ships were trapped and forced to retreat once again. The Queen turned to Leo, her expression both proud and thoughtful. "You have changed the course of this conflict, human. Your mind, enhanced by the armor, has saved countless lives." Leo shook his head, feeling humility. "I only acted with what I could. The armor helps, but the decisions were mine." "True," the Queen said, "but this is how leadership works. Strength comes from knowledge, courage, and honesty. You have shown all three." Later, Leo explored the ship's engineering rooms, using the armor's guidance to improve efficiency and defenses. He realized that its power was not just for battle. It could optimize systems, predict failures, and protect the fleet in ways no ordinary machine could. Queen Vera joined him quietly. "The armor will always respond to you, human. But remember, it is a tool for protection and guidance, not conquest. Your role is not to dominate, but to ensure safety and balance." Leo nodded. He understood now that the armor's true power lay in enhancing qualities he already possessed: intelligence, courage, and honesty. It was a reflection of his own potential, not a replacement for it. The next day, as the fleet approached the outer system, Leo's skills were put to the test once more. A rogue asteroid storm threatened to collide with several ships. Leo analyzed trajectories and rerouted energy to shields and engines. His calculations, amplified by the armor, allowed the fleet to navigate safely, avoiding damage entirely. Queen Vera watched, impressed. "Your abilities are extraordinary, human. The armor recognizes your worth and your heart. That is why it chose you." Leo felt a deep sense of purpose. He realized that touching the armor had changed everything. He was no longer just an engineer or a passenger on the Queen's ship. He was a guardian, a protector, and a guide. By evening, the Queen called a meeting with her advisors. Leo stood beside her, offering insights and recommendations. The council listened carefully, surprised at the clarity and effectiveness of his suggestions. Even the most experienced generals nodded in approval. Queen Vera addressed them. "The human engineer has proven that courage, intelligence, and honesty are as vital as any weapon. We will rely on his guidance for the future." Leo felt a mix of pride and humility. He understood now that being human did not limit him. It had prepared him to think creatively, act bravely, and earn trust. The armor had amplified his abilities, but his character had unlocked its true potential. As the stars passed by the viewport, Leo and Queen Vera stood together, silent for a moment. He felt the bond between them, a connection formed not by fear or authority, but by trust and mutual respect. The galaxy was vast and dangerous, but Leo knew he was ready. He had the Queen's confidence, the armor's power, and his own courage. The next challenge would come, but he would face it with clarity and determination. The power within him had awakened, and he was prepared to use it to protect those who could not protect themselves. The stars stretched endlessly outside the Queen's ship as it moved steadily toward her homeworld. Leo stood at the observation deck, his hands resting lightly on the railing. He had grown accustomed to the ship's rhythms, the soft hum of energy and the strange glow of the golden armor nearby. He felt different now, stronger in ways he had never imagined. Queen Vera joined him silently. Her green-gold eyes reflected both pride and thoughtfulness. "You have grown human," she said. "Not just in skill but in understanding. You see that courage, honesty, and intelligence are as important as strength in battle." Leo nodded. "I understand now, ma'am. Touching your armor, it was more than just an accident." "It changed everything," the Queen smiled faintly. "Yes, it chose you for a reason. You have proven that humans can contribute in ways few species expect. Your presence has shown that bravery and creativity are universal qualities." As the ship approached her planet, Leo could see the vast cities below, shimmering in blue and gold. The Empire was thriving, yet the challenges it faced were constant. Leo knew that his work would not end with one victory. He had a new role, one that required wisdom and courage. Upon landing, the Queen called a gathering of her council and advisors. Representatives from many species were present, all curious about the human who had touched the golden armor. Leo stood beside Queen Vera, feeling both nervous and proud. "Citizens and leaders," the Queen announced, her voice carrying through the chamber. "This human engineer has shown qualities that define true heroism. His courage, intelligence, and honesty have saved lives, preserved our fleet, and revealed the hidden potential of our greatest symbol, the golden armor." Leo felt a murmur of surprise and respect ripple through the assembly. Few humans had earned such recognition, and even fewer had the trust of a queen. Queen Vera continued. "From this day forward, he will hold the title of Guardian of the Armor. His presence among us will remind all that strength is not only in weapons, but in wisdom, honesty, and courage." Leo bowed respectfully. "I am honored, ma'am. I will serve to the best of my ability." The Queen gestured toward him. "He will help guide us, advise our fleets, and assist in ensuring the safety of our people. Together, we will face future challenges with intelligence and courage." Over the following days, Leo worked closely with the Queen and her advisors. He helped improve fleet systems, devised strategies for exploration and defense, and even trained others to think creatively and adapt quickly. His influence was subtle but powerful. Humans were often underestimated, but Leo's ideas and courage earned admiration from every species present. One evening he walked along the city terraces, looking out at the glowing skyline. He thought about his journey, the airlock, the touch of the armor, the first moments of fear and the battles he had faced. Every step had led him here. He realized that being human was not a limitation. It was a source of strength that allowed him to think differently, act bravely, and earn trust. Queen Vera approached quietly. "You reflect the values we need in our empire," she said. "Your people may be distant from our worlds, yet your actions remind us that courage and honesty are not bound by species. They are universal." Leo smiled. "I never expected to be part of something so big, ma'am. But I feel ready to face whatever comes next." The Queen nodded. "And you will. Our empire will continue to grow, and your guidance will ensure that wisdom and courage guide our decisions. You have shown that even small acts like touching the armor can lead to great change." As the weeks passed, Leo became more than an engineer. He was a trusted advisor, a guardian, and a symbol of human potential. Other humans who visited the empire were inspired by his story. Leaders and warriors alike learned that intelligence, honesty, and courage were as valuable as strength or technology. One morning, Leo stood again in the observation deck, looking out at the stars. Queen Vera joined him. "The galaxy is vast," she said. "Many challenges await, but you have shown that the right mind and the right heart can make a difference. Together, we will face the future." Leo felt a deep sense of purpose. He had begun as an ordinary engineer, unaware that a simple accident would change the course of his life. Yet his honesty, his courage, and his clever thinking had earned him trust and respect from one of the most powerful rulers in the galaxy. "The armor is more than metal and energy," Queen Vera continued. "It reflects the qualities of those who serve. You have proven that humans have the potential to rise to any challenge, if they act with courage, intelligence, and honesty." Leo nodded. "I will continue to serve, ma'am. I will do everything I can to help protect your people and our allies." The Queen smiled. "And that is why a new era begins. An era where courage, wisdom, and cooperation guide our actions. You are part of it now, human." Together they looked out at the stars. The galaxy stretched endlessly before them, full of mysteries, challenges, and possibilities. Leo knew that adventures awaited, but he felt ready. He had grown, he had learned, and he had proven that even a human could make a difference on a scale he had never imagined. The golden armor glimmered softly nearby, a symbol of trust, power, and potential. Leo understood that the true power was not in the armor itself, but in the heart and mind of those chosen to wield it. He took a deep breath, feeling pride, determination, and hope. The future was vast and unknown, but he knew that with courage, honesty, and intelligence anything was possible. The galaxy would remember the human engineer who touched the Queen's armor and changed the course of history forever.